Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Game Dev Daily, number 38 tonight. We're listening to a very funky Brinstar remix, which I'm quite a fan of. Today is the 4th of March, and we have some actual plans today, as opposed to last stream. Alright. So let's hop over to the scene. Okay, so when we left off, we were working on this fountain thing. And I kind of tried to do like all this overcomplicated stuff where I would like have the player sit inside the fountain, but I realized that if I wanted to make the player like drop through the platform, that's not really going to work. So basically, we're not going to do that. I'm just gonna have these be flat platforms. I'll leave them as the sprites are now because I don't want to bore everyone with another stream of me going back through and doing really shitty sprites. So all we're gonna do instead is just make these into single tier platforms, basically. So that'll be about it. Do I have anything else I need to go over? So we're gonna have these be like drop through platforms. That's what I'm planning on doing today, and we'll probably update all these ones to be the same. Now, something that I noticed actually a while ago about these platforms, because I wanted to make them like walk through platforms, right? So you could jump through them and land on top, is that I just took off the overall collider and I only gave it a collider on the top, like a floor collider. The problem with this is if I try to shoot a projectile at it now, it'll go through the bottom and it'll hit like the top, which doesn't really make any sense. So we are of course going to try to adjust that. So that's what we're going to be working on over here. Something as well. Actually, I guess for now, I actually don't have to remove the boundary. I can just walk through it. Like so. See, it's kind of neat. I guess I probably need I need a bounding box here that sets the camera where I want it. So we might actually try to do that right now, actually. So let me grab the player and the camera. This is kind of where I want the camera centered. Well, I'll give it the same Y centering as the bounding box over here, and I'll just raise it if I want. So let's do this real fast, because this will be pretty quick. So we're going to move this left bound all the way. Maybe I just won't touch this left bound for now then, actually. Yeah, I think I won't. What I am going to do though is take this floor bound and I'm going to expand it. Oh, not like that, like this. Probably expand it a little too much, but that's fine. We'll leave it like that. Okay. So this way, when I get over to the fountain, I'll still have the camera will still be panned up a bit. And so we can still raise the camera by jumping into the air, but as long as we're on the floor, you'll still, you know. I could even make it pan up a little more, honestly, at this point, but I'm going to leave it as is for now, which is fine. Yeah, we might want to pan it up a bit more later, but okay. I will also want to lock the X. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have another camera bound here. I'll call it fountain bound. I don't know why I added another camera. That's not what I was looking for at all. I would like to make a new thing called the fountain bound. The fountain bound is currently over here. I'm going to drag it over here. Okay, it is going to have a box collider. We're going to make this box collider much bigger. The X is going to be about 20. Bigger than that. 30? Bigger than that. Yeah, 40 is probably good. So as long as you're in this space around the fountain, and now I'm gonna need to bump the Y as well. I kind of want to make sure it covers the whole fountain. Let's do it like that. That should be good enough. It's probably better to make it go higher. I actually do want it to extend pretty high now that I'm thinking about it, because like potentially, you know, if the player can jump high in the air, then I'd want it to extend pretty high up. So we'll make it like this, and then all we're gonna do is slap a camera bound script on this. And we're gonna give it a set X value, and the X value is just gonna be -167, like so. It's 19.5. So -167 to match this point. If I hop into the game, so our Y value is already set, and then when we hop in here, oh, I need to like actually, you know, assign it the I don't want it to be a Y min, I want it to be an X absolute. And actually, I don't think I've coded this, so let's do that as well. We need to get into the camera bound script and update that. Camera bound. Pop open Visual Studio. Okay, so I think we did the min and the maxes, but we didn't actually, oh, it's not the camera bound script. It is on the camera itself. We did the mins, the maxes. We didn't do the absolutes, so let's do the absolutes right now. So case where the bound type is an absolute. YABS. All I need to do is set target vector.y to the value, and that's literally it. Break. And then we copy this for the X one as well, except obviously it's with X instead of Y. Case XABS target vector.x is equal to the value. That's all I should have to do. All right. Now if we hop back in here and try this again. Now when I walk into this zone, because I've set, I believe I had that set to X absolute, it should not work. Okay, am I missing another thing on this? I have to tag it as camera bound. I think that's all I was missing. Tag it as a camera bound. Now let's try it. It's going to zip us across. Okay, it looks like I might have set it a bit too wide because, you know, it pans off screen. But, you know, we get it. It's like a set, it's a set X. And, you know, this is meant to be like the scene for the boss fight, so I'm reasonably happy with this. Okay, next thing we're gonna do, we are going to, do I want to pull that bound in? Maybe pull it in just a little bit. Let me just make the, just tighten this to like 35. It'll look a little less jank, I think. 32. 35 is fine. Okay, right, so we're going to adjust the fountain colliders now. So I'm going to remove these wall colliders. I don't want them. And we're going to get rid of 2 of the floor colliders, which is the ones that aren't big. So this one we're getting rid of, and this one we're getting rid of. Okay, this one I have to raise, and I should have taken note of what the Y value was. The Y offset is, but we'll just figure it out. Looks like it's about 1.8 something. 0.3, that'll do. And we just bump this size up as well. 30.7-ish. That looks good. Okay, so we're just gonna have something like this, which is gonna be a lot simpler. Means our player is going to sit on top of it, like so. And I need to make a way for me to be able to drop down through the floor. That's the next thing I want. I can even make it that like when it enters this zone, it also adjusts the camera size, because I could have it zoom out as well. Kind of thinking that that might be a good option. You know, player comes in, finds the like boss enemy, and then, you know, you fight on this arena. Okay, let's add the floor colliders to the other fountains. To the other fountain levels. I can just attach them like so. Let me set this to 0, 0. Not bad. I just have to reduce the width. $20 point something. Just 20.1 on the dot. Looks good to me. And then we do a similar thing on the level 3. This one needs to have 2 colliders though, because I didn't split it. So we'll have 2 colliders for this one. Yeah, we can see the height's off as well, because I had to scale it down a bit. So the Y offset needs to be reduced quite a lot, actually. Right, it's because the center of the object is between these two. Yeah, okay. Bit awkward, but that's fine. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Pull this down a bit more. So 0.2. Zoom in a bit. 2.3. Yeah, that looks good. Maybe 2.2. Ah, 2.3 is fine. And then we'll just reduce the X size to, I don't know, 20 something. 15. 13.6. That looks good. And then we need one more of these as well. This one is going to sit on top though. It's like 2 point something or other. Yeah, that'll work. Reduce this. Oh, wrong one. Reduce this. Way too big. Yep, that looks good. Alright, so now with this, we should be able to jump onto all layers, I believe. Awesome, like so. We can jump all the way up. With the idea being, of course, that this is where the fountain is. I could even cap the Y height. I think I might want to do that. Like if you're up here, I feel like the Y height should be capped. Should be able to pan to about here at most, I think. And otherwise it drops back down. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do it like that. So let me have a second bound at this point. Like right here, I reckon. So I'm gonna take, I'll have 2 bounds, a fountain lower bound and fountain upper bound. Fountain upper bound. It's going to, no, this is fountain X bound, my bad. I'll call it the fountain ceiling bound. Okay, it's going to, where's my box collider right here? Yo, cheers to the sub, Julian. For the prime. The haps is that we are doing some quick and dirty camera stuff. What's the player's height right now? 12. 12.3. We'll go with 12.3. So we're going to set this to be 12.3 as a Y max. Not an X max, Y max. Okay, and then watch. This is going to work wonders. We're going to drag the player over here. So when they're not at the fountain, the X value is not set. Once they walk up to it, it gets set. So they have an absolute X value on the camera. And then as we jump up, we hit the Y max, and it tops here. The biggest thing for me right now is it's too easy to go off the edge. I think I need to zoom out the camera as well a bit, or make the fountain a little smaller. But I kind of like the arena size like this, I think. So I think we would just make the camera zoom out a little bit for the fight. It's probably a better solution. But anyway, that's good enough for now. I like the camera control I can give. I don't know if like using boxes like this is like a actually good method, but it's working well enough for me. I just define a space in which I want a camera rule to apply. And it is working well enough. Okay, there's not too many places where we need to add camera balance regardless. Okay, so next thing I want to make falling through platforms. That's kind of our next goal. So I need a specific type of floor hitbox that is one that I can drop through. Which means I probably have to give it its own special layer or tag. Like cameras, I'm using tags, right? I'm tagging them as camera bound. For these, I'm using layers for layer mask. So how am I doing this? Dot tag. The tag of the game object. Whereas I'm using layer masks for ray casting. I guess the layer mask means that your raycast will go through the collider is the thing. It won't stop until it hits the collider, it'll just go through it. So if I hit a floor, I can check if the tag is pass-through. Right? I can add like a pass-through tag to it. Tag. Add tag. Sorting layers. The thing is, like, the layers are limited as well. Why do I have a specific branch bug layer? Oh, it's for the branch bug. Yeah, I know what that's for. For the environmental stuff. I need to do that differently, probably. Anyway, so we need to add a new tag, which is gonna be just pass through. So if this floor collider, because that's all it is, it's just a collider. If it is tagged as pass-through, if we hit it and it's tagged as pass-through, then we have specific functionality if we're holding down and press jump. So that's all we need to code next. And the functionality is just that we fall through it, basically. It pushes us down. Is basically all we're gonna do. So in this case, it's in the player script. If we are holding down and press jump, so we're actually looking for where we tap the jump key. So apply pressed inputs, get key down, jump key. And then we also check, are we holding the down key? If grounded, if we're not grounded, don't do anything. If we are grounded, check if we are, Do I have this collider that I can just use? Like, this is just set, right? It is. It's a raycast. I can just use the down hit then. I should be able to do, well, actually, first let's check if we're holding the key. So if input.get key down, sorry, not get key. If input.get key and then it's down key, and also down hit dot collider dot tag is equal to pass through with 2 equals. Then we actually want to fall through instead. Otherwise we do the jump as per normal. But if this applies, then what we actually want to do is translate our position slightly down. So all we do is transform.translate new, this takes a vector 3, right? New vector 3. Yeah, I should just do it like this, whatever. It's gonna be, you know what? I think the easiest way to do it is just transform.position minus new vector 3. You know, I'll plus, just because I think it's a little more clearer. Comparing tags using double equals is inefficient. How do you want me to do it then? Use the compare tag method. Huh. Fair enough. Is it still complaining? Too many characters in this character literal. You want me to use double quotes, don't you? Yeah, okay, sure. Alright, fair enough. And then 0, 0, 0, except this is not going to be 0. This is going to be, we want to translate ourselves down ever so slightly. We'll say like 0.1f. That's going to be easily enough. And let's just see if it works. It probably won't. So I've only tagged the bottom one, right? So this one should work exactly the same. If I do this. Where am I? How did we get over here, man? I love game development. Oh, it's so good. What? How does that even work? Oh, I know wow. Why? Because I'm using the translate function. I'm not statically setting my transform. Dumbass. Translate by a new vector 3, 0, negative 0.10. Yes. Can I just do this? Oh. Okay. Oh, there you go. This is why I should have been using the translate function from the beginning. Alright, let's try this again. It did register the pass-through tag, that's cool. I thought it wouldn't stop me if I went into the platform, and evidently I'm wrong. So it works, I just have to press the button a bunch. That looks so dumb, actually. What's the resolution for this? I can find the size of the thing I'm passing through and zip through it. I think that would look really awkward though, is the problem. I kind of just want to like ignore the collider for a bit. I could have like an object that is like, this is the collider you ignore. And then when I'm looking below me, if I have that value, then ignore it and just don't use it for collision. I mean, alternatively, I could have a separate layer for pass-through floors. So like I have a ground layer, right? I could have a pass-through ground. But I feel like that's gonna be more effort than I want. I think using the tag is the right play. I just need a good solution. And I feel like zipping isn't it, but I could make it so that my floor layers are all the same size. Because technically the vertical size of this collider doesn't actually matter. So I could just have a consistent size for my vertical. You know what, I will do that. I'll just make it 0.1. I'm just gonna make this the size of all my colliders. That whatever they're, like if they're, you know, anyway, you get the point. I'm gonna do this for all of them, including the platforms, which means I'm gonna have to adjust them a little later as well, but I'll do that afterwards. 7. Which means I may have to go a bit more than 0.1 on the drop, but I think just being consistent is honestly the best solution here. And then I can still go with my initial solution of just dropping through the platform an amount. It's a little off center actually. I think I did freehand that one though. So I guess I should be surprised it's only that much off center. That's honestly impressive more than anything. Okay. So there. Let's see if I drop through it now. I think I won't. 1, 2, 3. I just have to do it 3 times. Hello? What? I'm translating myself down 0.1. Oh, it's because that's fine. Okay, we'll just make it 0.2 then. This should definitely clear it now. Pretty confident. Oh, that's freaking dumb. It's because the size of my hitbox is too big, of the Raycast hitbox, I mean. That is very annoying. Should I make this horizontal hitbox even smaller then? I could use like 0.01. I get a 1/10 of the size. I mean, look, the issue here that we're actually having is that the box cast that I fire is doing this times 0.99, which is not actually good. Oh. And in fact, I should adjust this. I'm gonna do minus 0.1f. That's what it actually should be. Oh, actually, if I'm using 0.05 as the length, that's what I should use. So origin. Oh wait, no, that's how far I'm going. Oh well, then I should Okay, let's think this through properly because I should actually be doing this correctly right now. So I'm starting the box cast at my down position, and then I'm adding 0.05. So that's the origin point of the box cast. Which means that using... Wait, hold on. Down hit. New vector 2. Oh, wait, weird. Why am I doing this for the down hit? Wait, I shouldn't have to do this at all for the down hit, right? Why do I care about reducing my X size of my cast? This is the bit I actually care about. And then to counteract this, I'm using 0.1F. So I was already doing this properly. But I could make it even thinner. Like, I could do 0.01, and then I make this 0.02. I might try this. So I do a thinner box cast. Down plus 0.01. Yeah, let's try this. Is it going to come out any better? I don't know. And I don't know why I was doing all this multiplied. I mean, look, maybe I'll delete this and it'll just instantly break. But we'll give it a go. I think it should work properly. First off, let me just do some normal moving around. Well, let's see if we fall through the floor first. That's probably like the first test. Not falling through the floor. That's good. Okay, I do drop through the platform now. And I think 0.2 is a little jarring. I think it should be less. And now that I've done this, I should be able to use less. So I think using the initial 0.1 is going to be fine now. Because the thing is, I translate myself twice in one frame. That's kind of the issue. 0 points still not enough. Wow, that's crazy. It's because the size of the hitbox is too big. Maybe I just need to reduce that this Y size even more then. Just make it 0.01. I mean, realistically, it shouldn't have like any actual size to it. I think this is fine. Let's go with 0.01 as the standard then. I'm gonna find out like down the track that doing this kind of like really thin hitboxing is not good. Like, I wonder if there's a way to like split your box collider up into multiple parts so that like, imagine I wanted to split this into like a floor, a ceiling, and walls. Can I have that be one box collider and I just tag each face? I actually wonder if you can do that. Can you tag the faces of a box collider? Composite operation. No. I wonder if this does anything. Well, just at a quick glance, I don't see it, but it might be doable, I don't know. 0.01, and we bump this up. Little more than that. There we go. And last one. Well, this should make this look like way better, to be fair. Alright, if I run it like this, should be able to drop through, yeah. And it looks pretty nice. Okay, I am a fan. So all I have to do now is tag all of these colliders with pass-through. And if I run this again, I wonder if a thing can have multiple tags. Yeah, we can fall through all the floors now. Okay, there we go. We're like building this arena. Does work exactly how I want it to. Okay. This thing is behind that, which is a little annoying. Oh, it also gets stuck in the pass-through. Interesting. I wonder why that's happening. Does it do that for the other platforms? Let me quickly check. I gotta like go back over all of this collision detection for the projectiles, because I think they're not working properly at all. Okay, it does work there. So I wonder if it's functioning off of tag then. Probably should be working off of layer, not tag, I think. Okay, I mean, we're pretty much... That's what I wanted to do for the fountain, actually. What I am going to do is adjust the platforms. So, let's go to this prefab. How do I get to the prefab from here? I don't want the variant, I want the actual prefab. Environment. Platform, pass-through platform. Oh, I do have a pass-through one. Okay, these are all pass-through platforms. So, they have walls on them. But I actually don't want them to have walls, I don't think. They should just have ground. And we're now going to use 0.01 as the standard. Which means I have to raise the Y. 7, 8. That's good enough. Okay. And I'm going to tag this not as terrain, but as pass-through. I have a terrain tag. Oh, interesting. I wonder if that's what's handling my projectile collision then. It might be. I mean, I could literally just check. We just hop over to the thorn projectile. I can take a look. So when we do the collision, yeah, if its tag is terrain, can I give something multiple tags or not? I can't. Unity give object multiple tags. I think you can't do this. For anything even slightly complicated, throw away tags and use a script. The variables do all the work of tags. Yeah, I suppose that's fair. It's just kind of annoying. Well, fair enough. Did I want to do that? No. Am I going to do it right now? Probably not. Also, how come here it doesn't tell me to use the tag comparer? Like, now this should work, but obviously I don't want to have to do this for everything. Okay, another thing that I also want to add is I want to add a separate collider. So make another empty. So this is going to be like a projectile. Oh, I can just have this be the terrain. Oh, I don't even have to do what I just did. Get rid of this. Because another problem I had was that I wanted something to go wrap around the whole thing anyway. Which is why I can just add here. Box Collider 2D. Why does it not... Oh, that's so annoying. Yo, what's up, Aaron? Welcome to the stream. Our size is 15.36. That's what we're copying over here. And I need to adjust the height. Like 1.45. 48. There we go. This one I can tag as terrain. So this is terrain, and then this is gonna be like the I can probably just call it platform. Maybe not. Let me just call it I want to call it hitbox, but I mean, they're all hitboxes. It's really... I can't think of a good name for this. I'll just say, like, projectiles. Oh, but I kind of hate that as well. No, I'll call it the hitbox. I'll call it the hitbox. It's the hitbox because it doesn't handle movement. It's just handling what you can walk through. And it doesn't have a layer, so things won't pick up on it. So now if I go back to the scene, will everything adjust to have this? It does. And some of them have branch bug colliders, which really should just be this hitbox layered. Or branch bugs should just work off of this hitbox. I need to figure out how to do that. But okay, like now what I'm saying is if we drag this player back over, so my player should be able to jump through this platform and land on top, same as before, and can pass through it now, which is cool. So we can drop through the platform. And the other thing is we should be able to collide a projectile with it from any point. Yeah, okay. So we've sorted all this now. Oh, that went inside. Oh, but that's because I changed the projectile behavior, which I need to figure out a solution for. We'll do it later. That one's got to be on the list if I fix that at some point. Okay, so issue I have here, this thing is in front of my projectile. Obviously not optimal. It is at what layer? 5. So it's in front of my projectiles right now. Obviously suboptimal. Should be behind my projectiles. My player is at 10. Projectiles should sit in front of the player, I'd say. Probably not behind them. So let me just go to all my projectile prefabs. If I even have any. Maybe I don't. Thorn explosion. Where is prefabs? Where do I keep the... Okay, that's sprites, which is not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for... Oh, here they are. So, do I have a layer on this? How do I find... Okay, that's the rigid body. Obviously not what I want. This particle system must have a layer on it, right? Renderer? Where's its layer in the scene? 0? It's this, right? I want projectiles to sit in front, probably. But I mean, like this. I mean, it's just because I'm using it. It's just because I'm using the particle system in place of a projectile. But like theoretically, if I set this to be like, let's give it like 20. So it sits in front of the player. What am I giving the foreground? I should look what the foreground is as well. All right, well, let me do this first, and then I'll check what that is. Order in layer 20 again, and then bolt start render. Okay, so I've updated that. Go back. What does the foreground have? Foreground layer 20. It is layer 20. Ugh. Alright, probably should have used... Maybe I used like 15 then for projectiles. But like now, I think if I drag the player back over to the fountain, the projectile, the thorn should spawn in front. Yeah, it does. So it shows in front now, which is what I wanted. Yeah, that's working as intended. Oh yeah, I did forget to, I need to update these fountain things as well. So they need to have yet another... I need to give them a hitbox collider. So make an empty. Call it hitbox. And give it a box collider 2D. Oh, I have to do all these play manually. God. 30.72. And then the Y size is like 3 point something. That's a little too big. 7, 4. There we go. All right, one down. Copy, paste it over here. Drag it in here. Change the position. And we just need to make it thinner. I'm realizing I'm gonna have an issue though. Because I want to be able to shoot through this thing. I actually don't want it to have... Oh, I want to have it a hitbox, but only from the top? Is that even true? Maybe I want to be able to shoot through... I mean, if they're pass-through platforms, I should be able to shoot through them both ways. Huh. I guess the issue is... Is this tagged as terrain? It's tagged as ground. I could move the ground layer it has. No, it needs to have a ground layer. Alright, I actually need to get rid of these hitbox. Because I want to be able to shoot the thorn through it, right? Like, I need to be able to shoot projectiles through this is the issue. I should be able to shoot up, and I should be able to shoot them down as well, through. Like, for this arena, that's kind of what I want. I want to be able to shoot up and down. They shouldn't get, like, stuck at the tiers. Looks so dumb, with just a bunch of white circles sitting around. Okay, so how are we fixing this? What did I want to do? I think I'd have to go through like every projectile and change it. Because basically what we're saying we need to do is... If it's this... Let me compare to terrain, else if enemy... Oh, the issue is when I'm doing this. I'm setting the value and then it doesn't pass through. Oh, it's such a pain in the ass. I need the pass-through hitboxes to not be part of the layer mask. Like, I need to distinguish between a floor layer mask and a pass-through floor layer mask. Projectiles should ignore pass-through floor. Well, I just have to do that now. I just have to make a separate layer mask for it. I don't think I have an alternative. Yeah. So I just need another layer mask then. I'm gonna change this from... If I change it from ground to floor, I have to change it everywhere in the application where it's ground, but I think I'm just gonna... I should be able to just find replace it anyway. And then I give this pass through floor, pass through floor, pass through floor. All this shit's gonna be tagged incorrectly, right? Because I had to move it. Alright, hold on. Problem solved, I think. Now it's actually... Why does this have a wall tag on it? Hello? I don't know why I had a wall tag, but I removed it. Okay, so this is now layer floor, but I'm gonna give it pass-through floor. Same with this. And these, I don't know why I didn't just select them all. Would be much easier. Which means currently the player's gonna ignore it. So like, oh, what is going on here? What did I do? Uh-oh, I did something. I removed the layer off of this. Wait, no, because it's on this, right? It's tagged. Oh, right, because I need to rename everything to be floor. Yeah, hold on. 1 second. Entire solution. Wherever I have ground, replace with floor. I'm gonna match the whole word probably. Okay, I imagine that's resolved the issue. Okay, we're fine. And now I can shoot through. The issue is I won't land on it now, so what I have to do at this point is go back to the player script, and in the layer mask, we have to add in... I can do this, right? Floor, and then also pass through floor. I think that works. Yeah, it does. Awesome. All right. Now the player lands on it, can shoot through it, and we can fire projectiles through it as well. Okay, and this is really the end state of what we want, I think. Do I need a way to shoot down left? I don't think so. I think you just drop through the floor to shoot down. I need to make these I'm gonna make these projectiles just a little easier to see. I might make them like blue or something. Because they're really hard to see on the gray fountain. So let's just go to projectiles. No. Wow, is it really a particle? No. I just have a projectiles. I guess because it's... Oh, yeah, it's because it's a prefab. I'm just dumb. All right, let me set this to be, like, blue. It'll be way easier to see it if I make it blue. And I want to increase the size of it as well, actually. Double in size, maybe? Let's see how big that is. It might be too big. I think that's fine. Honestly, I think the pea shooter needed a size buff anyway. It was way too small, I think. Like, I reckon it was going to be, like, way too hard to hit enemies with it. Like, even now, I'm still struggling to hit the enemy. I don't know. I need to figure out a way to shoot diagonally that's a little easier, I think. Like, look at how impossible this is. I think the big issue is just that my jump is too fast. It's too snappy. I didn't want it to feel very floaty, but the problem is it's hard to have like any good precision shooting if your ascent and descent is so quick. Alright, but yeah, I think it'll be a little easier by making the projectiles bigger regardless. There we go. We've done it. Okay, I think that's fine. I was worried it's going to be a little too big, but it looks okay. It's much easier to see it in this area now. But yeah, I think I could like honestly zoom the camera out to like this far. Do I want to do that? It's just like the final thing this stream. then what? Next stream, I actually start working on it on like the boss enemy. I could work. Oh, man, I'm gonna spend a while working on this boss, even though it's like meant to be super basic. I just don't even know what I'm gonna do. But you know, we'll come up with some ideas, I guess. Okay, let me go. So as part of the camera bound script, we are going to add a new value, which is called zoom. Maybe I have that just be a separate thing then. Well, no, I don't think so. I think I just have a different value here, which is just serialized field, private float camera zoom. Which I guess by default, I will just set to 0. Why am I calling it camera zoom? It's called zoom. Like, come on. It's obviously implied. Should be capital. Okay, and then in the camera script, where are we? Player camera. For now, I'll just have the zoom snap. So is the camera scale, how do I adjust camera size? Player camera. The actual camera object size is here. So I want to have a base size, which in this case is 8. Private float camera size. I'll say. Yeah, let's say camera size, and let's like, you know, spell private properly. Okay, and then in the start function, we'll just say camera size is equal to, it's just the game object we're on, right? Get component, camera, field of view. No, I want just size, right? Camera's half size when an orthographic. Size of the camera sensor expressed in millimeters. What the heck? How do I just get the size value? I just want this. Vertical size of the camera. Is it this? It's a vector 2. Definitely not that then. I mean, this is a float. I'm gonna log it, I guess, and see what it spits at me. Oh my god, please. Come on, autofill. Do your job. Alright, so if this spits 8 at me, then I know I have the right value. It did. Okay, awesome. That's all I wanted. Alright, so this is our base size. Okay, and then what I need to do is... Okay, private floats base size is equal to... Can I just do this here? I think I can't, but I'll try. Yeah, it doesn't let me. Alright, so we're going to set the base size to our orthographic size. We're going to set our current camera size to be equal to the base size. Then, what we need to do is, at any point, where am I doing the... It's this, right? If camera size so when I do this thing, I'm also gonna get the... Should I just do the snap right now? I kind of want to like make it ease, which is kind of what I'm trying to do. I mean, I can make it ease, it's fine. The only issue is, I can have an else, right? How do you else in a switch statement? You can definitely do that, right? Case switch else. Oh, it's default. It's just a little bit quirky. Oh, but that's actually not even what I want. Because the issue is this only gets called if we're in a collider. I can have like a target size value. And then if current size is not equal to target size, oh my god. So I'm gonna have base size, target size, current size. All right, I can get this to work though. Base camera size. And then I need another one for target camera size as well. This feels like I'm over-engineering this problem, but hey, is what it is. Okay, and then at any point, if I get the camera bounds, so do this switch, and then also what I want to do is if cb.zoom does not equal 0, then target camera size is equal to base size multiplied by the zoom. Okay, and that's what we're trying to get to. Now, if camera size does not equal target size, if I say times 2, I want it to be bigger, so that is what I want. Good. Then I want to make my camera size go towards it. So I want to say, do I actually need this camera size value? Now that I'm thinking about it, I never actually need this. because... Yeah, because I can literally get this camera size at any point by calling this. Then... So I can do this. If our camera size is equal to get component camera dot orthographic size. So is this going to set a reference, or is it going to be like if I update camera size now, is it going to update this value? Okay, I can just set this value directly. It does have a setter on it. I think I'm not gonna do it like this. I think it won't be a reference. If the camera's orthographic size does not equal target camera size. Do I have a reference to my camera, by the way? No, I just have a reference to the player. Okay, that's fine. Then our orthographic size is going to equal... And now this needs to be some difference. Previously I translate. Okay. So it needs to be some gap between it. So basically I get the difference between, so it's going to be target camera size minus itself. So that's the difference in sizes. I'm going to have it plus equal. So if I make it plus equal the difference, it will just snap to the size I want. Like if I did this right now, I would expect it to snap. And maybe I'll just test it to check. My Unity is, yeah, loading. Here we go. Size is set to 0. It's not what I want. I need to initialize this to the base camera size by default. That should hopefully fix that. And the other thing I want to check is, on this camera bound, have I added anything to it? Because I will need to. It has a zoom of 0, so I want to give it a zoom of 2, right? Let's say zoom 2. Yeah, there we go. Alright, I mean, it's working as expected. I'm just going to get this... Oh, it won't reset currently. Why does it not reset? Yeah, that's the... Oh, yeah, because I can always set the target camera size to be equal to the base. Right, so the easiest way to do this is at the start of all of these, I just set the target camera back to 0. Or back to the base. And I actually don't have to do it in the start. I can just do it here. And this will make it snap. This will actually make it snap. So it's zoomed out, and then it zooms back in. And so, of course, this like snapping is not optimal. So I want to have this be a ratio. So rather than having it just plus equal the difference, I want it to be a ratio of the difference. So let's have a, maybe I just have another value for zoom speed. Let's just say zoom speed. And I'm gonna update this then to be banding speed. So where did I break it? Here, this should be banding speed, and this one should be divided by zoom speed. And then zoom speed by default, I'll give... What do I want this to be? Is 4 fine? Yeah, let's try. Let's see how 4 looks. Camera. If I look at the camera script, I have a zoom speed of 4. It's not bad. It can probably be greater than that, honestly. Let me try like tripling it. So I think the thing here that looks weird is that it pans and zooms at the same time. Gives it a very odd look. Like it should really zoom out like here, and then when you get close it centers. So I think speed-wise though, what did I think of that actually? It's still a bit fast, I think. Let me set like 20. And then actually on the bounding cell, I want to give this zoom like half as much. Yeah. I think like that's kind of where we're looking at. And I probably need to pan it up a bit more to account for the zoom, but that's fine. I wonder if I can probably code it in a way where rather than using the center of the camera, I use the base of the camera. So that even if I zoom in or out, it'll adjust based off of the bottom of the camera's perspective for the bounding. Because right here, right? Like here, the distance beneath the floor is not that big. But once we zoom out, it like doubles. Like this gap down here doubles, right? Like it looks a bit off. Because what should really be happening is this zoom should stay level horizontally, but it should, well, like the base should stay the same distance, but it should basically zoom upwards. It should pan, the camera should pan up. So like probably what I would want to do here is in all of these, rather than using, yeah, it's just kind of a pain in the ass. You kind of have to adjust it based on which bound you're looking at. See, it's not going to have an issue though on the absolute ones, because these just set it to the value, and if you zoom in or out, it'll still stick to that value. The issue is for the mins and maxes, your target vector should adjust. Your target vector should adjust based on which side of the camera you care about. I should probably be setting the base of the camera, not the center. In the case of like, if it's for X min, sorry, if it's for Y min, it should set the base. If it's for Y max, it should set the ceiling. Which makes more sense than setting where the camera should center. It's probably a bit easier to like figure it out too. But anyway. Okay. I mean, hey, we messed around with camera a bit more today. I think there's just so much you can do to improve it. It's like kind of crazy actually how much there is. So we've done that. And we made all these like pass-through platforms now as well. Fixed them up. So I think that's gonna be it for tonight. Decent amount of progress, honestly. And pretty soon we're gonna start working on an actual, first boss style enemy. And I don't know how the hell I'm gonna make it, because I've not done any enemy AI before, really. Like actually complex enemy AI at least. So it's not supposed to be anything like too crazy, but we do just have to make like a basic wizard guy that jumps around and also shoots you with projectiles. He's probably just gonna like walk and then jump and then I'll probably make him pause a lot. He'll like do something, pause for like a second, and then do another thing, and then pause, and then maybe shoot you, and then turn around, and then I don't know. I'll figure it out. It's gonna be like a very Hornet-esque style fight, I think. You know, Hornet is like similar in that she kind of like, you know, pauses to choose an action, and then kind of rinse repeats. So we'll do a similar thing. I guess my arena is a bit more complex than just square room, but it's still not that crazy. It's really just a couple of platforms, so I'm sure we'll be able to manage it anyway. All right, thanks everyone who stopped by for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the stream. I will be on tomorrow night for the next daily, so tune in then if you want to catch the start of this boss fight coding. It's going to be a lot of coding, I think, coming up. So, yeah, we'll see how that goes. There'll be a little bit of art at the start. We're going to make like probably just like a red version of the player character who's Angie that we have to fight against. But, yeah. Hope you all have a great day, and I'll catch you around. Have a good one.